Obadiah 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, and saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. All right. Call halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Bakah, Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen that look like those heathen. And to the few akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the great millstone, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And we're talking about Esau, Edom, and his crooked justice that he doesn't even follow the law of the land that this flag is supposed to represent. All right. What you're looking at is a maritime flag. So when you see this flag in the courtroom, don't expect to get any justice. Don't expect to be governed by the law of the land. The law of the land is the Constitution. All right. And the Constitution is being defrauded by this maritime law, statutes, and codes. They use statutes and codes that actually infringe upon your civil rights, and not just for Title 4D, for taxes, for when they got you in the traffic court, everything. All right. These people have made a racket out of law to the ignorance of the people. Hence the reason why they removed law from the schools. See, they used to teach law in the schools in here in America. They stopped teaching American law. All right. And you've heard me say so many times in the past that lawyers, judges, and policemen, bailiffs, and sheriffs, and things like that, within the courtroom, within the courthouses, and even the street cops, that they commit treason against the Constitution every day. They're some of the most treasonous citizens. And I'm going to play you some evidence to prove that. Because, you might, oh, my mom's a lawyer, my father's a lawyer. Well, your father's, your father's a treasonous citizen. All right? Because if he was a true lawyer, then he would be upholding the law, which means he would get blackballed by the rest of the courts and the rest of the, because they're sworn an oath to the bar, which is a British Admiralty registry, which is all those gold fringes you see around this flag. An American flag doesn't have gold fringes around it. An American flag looks like this. That one in the middle there. That's an actual American flag. But that flag isn't flown in the courts. It's not. That's not the flag you see in the courts. All right. So I'm going to, matter of fact, let me read one more scripture before I go to this. Let's go to Obadiah 1:6. And it reads, I'm going to read verse 5. Then the point is in 6, but it says, if they came to thee, if robbers by night, how have thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All right. So Esau is just robbing the people blind. And he's using statutes and codes that violate your civil rights, the law of the land, every day, on every level. It goes to show you all the degrees, all these people with these degrees are really, well, they have a degree of knowledge. That's why I think it was President Theodore Roosevelt said way back when, that thorough knowledge of the Bible is far greater than any college education you can attain, and it's true. It's true, because if you attain the knowledge of the Bible and the true understanding, you have full knowledge, where if you have a degree, that's exactly what you have. You have a degree of knowledge, which isn't, it's a degree, and it's a very small degree of understanding, because through their educational system, you're not really educated, you're indoctrinated. And that's beyond obvious. So let's come with some receipts. Let's put that treasonous flag back up. All right. That floor flag that you see in almost every courtroom you walk into in America. Because you can actually ask for that flag to be removed. If they don't really remove it, they'll have to, not give you court. Maybe even dismiss or reset. So I'm gonna play a couple videos that pretty much prove what I'm saying. All right. So let me go and find them. Just give me a moment. Still trying to figure out how to work this thing at times. There we go. Let me define. Just bear with me. I'll find it. Here we go. Got it. Patience is a virtue. And most of these videos were on YouTube, which is really hard to find them. And these are on Instagram, but they're recorded too. These are on TikTok, but they're recorded into the Instagram. So without any further ado, that's this Jake shaming and embarrassing this judge and this bailiff before all the witnesses in the court. And the lawyer sitting there with this stupid look on his face, because they had no answers. And he was right and they were wrong, and they really could say nothing. He couldn't even order the bailiff to take him into custody. And when you have understanding and knowledge of, you can actually command that type of power, man. And it's very, not to brag, but I did a similar thing to two state's attorneys. All right. Well, they couldn't even speak. All right. So here we go. Attorney generals. One of California and one of Illinois, might I add. So, there it is.
I have every right to record. The United States Supreme Court, you all are public employees. I have every right to record you, unless you're doing something unconstitutional or unlawful. So, are you honoring your constitutional oath today? Good. In which case, just as you have an agreement with the Bar Association representative here, I made a motion to dismiss. All charges should be dropped. No civil assessment. Case should be dismissed. If I'm only making an appearance to dismiss, I'm only making an appearance to demand that this court dismisses the matter or face a civil suit for damages. I'll mind you, I am a candidate running for City Council District 3. All right? So I will definitely remember all of this and hold you accountable if I am elected, because I will be a representative of these people. And if you are representatives of the Constitution and we the people, then as I said to you before, are you honoring your constitutional oath today? You still did not answer that. You still did not answer that. Since there is no victim here,
no victim,
there is no crime. All right. As the authority on the floor, I'm now claiming common
he's taking authority of the court.
I dismiss this case on behalf of we the people. As you see, these people are committing a crime. They're committing treason right now. They're not
including that sheriff, that bailiff.
Right now, you have a duty as a law official to arrest this man because he's committing a crime.
He's telling the bailiff to arrest the judge. You understand what you're seeing here.
He doesn't uphold his oath to uphold States Constitution, we the people now have to take over. Do I have at least 2 witnesses here to claim to see?
You see the lawyer with that cheese grinning.
Do I have at least 2 witnesses?
Wow. Then they cut the video short because the witnesses actually stood up to people in the court. So the thing is that when you understand and know law, it's like is when you know and understand these scriptures. All right, the two go hand in hand in a lot of cases. All right, because when you have the knowledge, they can't do anything. All right, and he just basically took over the court, and it is a really good feeling. Because right now they're in stall mode with me. They don't know what to do with me. My case is still sitting in limbo. The judge has yet to rule on it. If the judge was going to rule against me, it would have been done already. So the judge doesn't want her name attached to this, because if I win, it opens up the floodgate to literally their biggest scam that they got going here in America. All right, because I believe he was in a traffic court, and you do have to produce an official criminal complaint, and the judge can't do it, the lawyers can't do it, the state can't do it. So they hit you with say that you turned on a no turn on red, or you drove 5 miles over in a zone. That's a statute in code which is infringing on your right to travel, and there actually has to, and for a crime to be committed according to American law, there has to be a victim. So it's like, okay, well, what property have I damaged? Who have I hurt? Who's the victim here? No, you're the victim, and you're subject to payments, and that's what these people are all about. All right, it's all about and they do the same thing. As a matter of fact, let's go back in there. They do the same thing with taxes. Let's give you another example. Because wages, wages are not taxable. Wages is someone who gets on a computer and checks into work, or they take a card and they swipe into work, or they take a piece of paper and stamp it, and then they leave it in the and then the bookkeeper pulls it out and do what they do. Those are people who are trading time for dollars. All right, understand. If you trade time, you do 6 hours, you do 5 hours, you do 8 hours, and you trade your time for dollars, that is considered wages, not earnings. So what they've done, they've blended the line between of income and earnings and wages, and so that they can just tax you. And so that they're actually taxing you without representation. All right, the same thing which started the revolution in the first place, and now that's what what alphabet organizations are warning of, a tax revolt and a revolt, because now this information is being spread. And I knew this information way back in 2005 before I came into the truth about the illegality of taxing people who go to work every day versus taxing someone who has earnings, like a huge insurance company, or like a tire company, or was it Firestone, or Walmart. These places like that have earnings. The person who clocks in to open a place up, or the person who clocks in to put tires on your car, they don't have earnings. They have wages, and wages are not taxable. All right. So this is just a way of them, and then they, to send women into the workplace. Now they're taxing every damn body, by destroying and breaking up the family too. All right, that's a whole nother lesson. But let's play another example of a lawyer. All right, and because the first, I mean, not a lawyer, but a former tax employee, federal tax employee. And he's one of many. The first one I ever seen speak against this and point out the facts of the matter was a black woman. All right. And she's still on because she's older. She's kind of attractive too, but she's older now because she's still putting up videos. All right. And sometimes she even goes into the illegality, that word, of Title 4D child support, how that's unlawful as well. So she's touching on even more things these days. But without any further ado, taxation is illegal. So let's play this video now. You know, these people are making a living off of doing their own citizens wrong. Hold on.
It's actually very simple. Congress tried to enact an income tax in 1894. The Supreme Court said that's unconstitutional. When the Supreme Court says something is unconstitutional, it's unconstitutional. They tried again in 1913, and the Supreme Court said the 16th Amendment conferred no new power of taxation. So if they didn't have it then, and they didn't get it, they don't have it.
And what happened in 1913?
No
the Federal Reserve came into
for a tax
existence.
on the wages of Americans living and working in the 50 states of the Union. Period. End of argument.
I have a letter here from Daniel Inouye's office of the United States Senate that says, based on the research performed by the Congressional Research Service, there is no provisions which specifically and unequivocally require an individual to pay an income tax. Period. End of story. There is no law, and to date, nobody has been able to show that there is a law.
There it is. And so they operate under the color of law, right? And color of law is fraud. Same thing with Title 4D child support. Same thing that they do in the traffic courts. Same thing they're doing with the taxation. So all these people that's going to jail for taxes and all that stuff, well, if they, earnings is a whole different thing. But as far as wages, they're saying, well, you made too much money and we didn't tax you enough and now you got to pay all that. No, that's them prescribing mischief by law. All right. Matter of fact, let's get that. Get a few scriptures and wrap this up. But, I've been sitting on these videos for some time and, I'm kind of free this morning. I don't have any clients this morning, so kind of lazy getting started as far as that. It's usually I'm real active early. So, but, be active for the Lord, though. Get this out the way. So there's a lot of things that's done to the American citizens here in Babylon that's wrong. And these people, they do wicked to themselves. And how, I think that's Psalms 96 or it's either 94 or 96. Yeah, 94 and 20. And it reads, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? Okay, and so they through unrighteous decrees, and we'll get that too, they use the color of law. As a matter of fact, I have a laws dictionary behind me that I probably bought maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago. Volume 4. All right, it's a really big book. You know what? I think I took that book to the main house because I'm looking back on my bookshelf and I don't see it. So yeah, I think I actually took it to the main house. But there literally is a definition for color of law. All right. So they're letting you know that, if I can do something and make you believe that it's law under the color of law that appears to be law and draw payments from you, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that's what, so you get these letters from the court saying you owe this, you owe for this ticket, you owe for those taxes, you owe for this child support, and it's all color of law. It's all fraud. All right. So they're holding back your money is being kept back by fraud. These people are just, unrighteous decrees after unrighteous decree to the people, to the citizens. I want Sirach, 10 and 8. And it reads, because of unrighteous dealings and injuries, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. They've gotten rich off these things, man. All right. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. And see, and with my personal thing, what I've done, I'm a big threat to their riches continuing, which is why, my case is just sitting there. I mean, I've been tempted so many times to just put it up and make it public so that people could just read, all the violations and the wickedness that they do. I just don't, but the men of the Lord had enemies. I just didn't want to put my info out there like that. But I've been so many times just to show you how, how crooked, how wicked these people are, man. How unrighteous they are and how they violate the law all day long while pretending to uphold it. Like the guy said in that movie, one of my favorite movies is Gangs in New York. And there's a scene when the mayor wants some dirt done. He wanted the dude eliminated. He wanted the dude X'd out. And he wanted Bill the Butcher to do it. All right, which was paid by Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Day-Lewis is one of my favorite actors. That's one of the coldest dudes in Hollywood, low key. But Daniel Day-Lewis, in Hollywood, but Daniel Day-Lewis was like, why don't you get your crushers to do it? Well, the crushers were the police officer. The police was a gang called the Crushers. And so they made the Crushers the police, just like you had two different gangs that became the firemen. Yeah, that's their roots. They don't want to talk about that. All right. How they was letting houses burn down because the fireman gangs was out front brawling who was going to put out the fire while the place is burning. All right. But he said, well, why don't you get your Crushers to do it? And the mayor said to Bill the Butcher, he said, no, I need you to do it. And he said, because the law must have he said the law must appear to be upheld to the highest, especially as we're breaking it. I rest my case. Call halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Kahakudash Kwam Yasharala Shalom.